Hello, thanks for joining me. Today it's Saturday, October the 3rd. Horrible day outside. We're in the midst of Storm Alex. It's been raining continuously. It's given out to rain all day. So I thought it was an ideal opportunity to go through and have a little chat about and show you the workings of the Truma 4E combi boiler that's fitted to this Adria caravan. We spoke with the previous caravan about the ALDE WET central heating system that was fitted that we were very pleased with. So, and it's had quite a few views of how to operate it. So I thought I'd do the same with this one. Quite frankly, on a day like today, there's nothing much else we can do. So here we go, the Truma 4E combi central heating hot air water system. So just a little overview of this heating system. It's a blown air heating system. So it provides blown air through vents, through the pipes, through butterfly valves throughout the caravan and into the bathroom as well. It also provides heating for the hot water in one combined unit, which weighs about 13-14 kilos, something like that. Or you can use a combination of both. You can use them both to give you a boost on either the heating or the water, and that's what I've got on at the moment. I've actually got it on at the moment, warming it up, because it's quite a cold day today. It's a horrible day outside, and to get the maximum output of it, heat output, it's best having it on boost, have the gas and the electric running. On the electric side, you've got two settings. You've got the eco setting, which is 900 watts, which will take about 4 amps out of the site bollard, and you've got the high setting, which is 1800 watts. So that's going to take about 8 amps out of the site bollard. So it's always worth bearing in mind these amperages and watts, because you need to know, because sometimes as I've mentioned before, in the UK generally caravan club size you get 16 amps. Abroad you might not get anything like that. You might just get 6 amps or maybe 10 amps. So it's always worth knowing a rough idea in your mind of what's going on, so that you don't keep blowing the bollard and having to get it reset. So without further ado, what we'll do is we'll have a look at the control panel, and it's pretty straightforward, pretty intuitive, and let's see if we can show you how it works. Truma 4E combination boiler. I'm not sure if they use this control on others, but this is what it looks like on mine. First thing we're going to do is switch it on. Okay, so the first screen, it says, so as it comes up there, you can see that there's a clock setting. It's set on 0. It's only just been switched on, so clearly you can set the clock, which we'll go through shortly. And just to the right of the clock, you'll see the icon that says it's plugged in. So that little thing there is a plug, so that's showing where we're plugged into the mains. Now, this particular, the one thing that's worth mentioning is there's a line there. Now, the things above the line, it goes above the line, is things that you've set, and below the line is things that you are setting. If stuff's flashing, it means you're in the process of setting it, and it isn't actually set at that point. So if it's flashing, it isn't doing anything. You've got to confirm the command. So that might seem a lot. So let's go ahead and start it up. There's 2 buttons. There's a circular button on the front, which is a rotating button, and you press, and there's just a back button there to get back to the previous screen. So we press the button, and we get 4 icons on there. We get the motorhome icon, which shows, for motorhome you could read caravan, you could read canal barge, you could read anything that this heating system is fitted to. It's the interior, the habitation heating on the van. We've got a thermostat in the water, which is the water temperature. We've got the input, whether it be gas or electric, and we've got the fan speed. So it's simply heating, water, power source and fan speed. So let's get below. These are timers and settings and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and set the heating. So the first thing we need to do, that's flashing, so it's able to be set now, is so we'll go ahead and we'll set a temperature. So first of all, we'll press the button to confirm. It currently says it's off, and we'll set a temperature. Now this goes all the way up to 30 and back down again. So let's set a temperature of 20 degrees. So to confirm that, we just press. So that is now set the temperature in the motorhome or in the caravan to 20 degrees. We then press again. We'll leave the water out because I've got no water in the tank, but you set that exactly the same way. We'll go to the power source. Press the power source button. Currently on gas. Mix 1, mix 2, we'll come back to in a minute. Electric 1, so, or eco, that's 900 watts of electricity, so that's the lowest setting on electric. Electric 2 is the highest setting on electric, that's 1800 watt, which will draw about 8 amps out of the bollard. So at the moment now, so let's select that. We're on electric 2, and you'll see the 2 lightning bolts, the two power symbols above it, which means we're on electric 2. If we were to just drop that to electric 1, it goes to 1 lightning bolt or 1 power. So that shows you're heating the caravan using electric 1. And then right at the end, we've got the fan speed. So press that, it's on eco. You might notice that on the fan blade there's only one blacked out. If we go to high speed there's 2. If we go to boost they're all lit up there. So that shows that it's on the maximum fan speed. So let's just leave it on eco and select that. And that is it. So that tells us it's heating up on electric 1 with a low fan speed. Now, let's just go back to it in a slightly more detail. So, back to the habitation, back to the heating in the caravan. Well, pretty straightforward really. 5 degrees up to 30 degrees. Pick it where you want, press the button, confirm, that's on 18 degrees. Hot water off, eco, hot. Eco I believe is about 40 degrees. Hot, so that's what you'd normally leave it on. You'd normally leave that on 40 degrees, and the hot water is it's obviously being heated by the same system. In this case it's electric 1. So off, eco, 40 degrees, low setting. That setting's fine for normal use. Hot, 60 degrees if you want hotter water. And boost, what boost does is if the water tank is about 10 litres, and if one of you was to have a shower and pretty much empty the water tank and you needed hot water instantly, by putting it on boost it diverts the power from the heating system all into the hot water, so that you get a boost of hot water. It heats the hot water up quicker so that you can could both have a shower if there's any necessity for you to boost the water temperature at the expense of the heating in the van for a little while. So it's just a matter of flicking through. That's the hot water. We'll go back to the power source. So that's on electric 1, that's on electric 2, the second lightning symbol is lit up. Mix 1, if you look at the lightning symbol, means gas, and you're on eco on the electric. So gas and 900 watts of electric. Mix 2 is gas and 1800 watts of electric. So if I was to select that, that's the maximum setting now that I can put through it. So that's selected that. And if I went onto the fan speed and up the fan speed to high, to even boost, that's pretty much on max now. So we're heating the van. Hot water's off. I'm not going to put the hot water on because there's no water in it. That's the power source. So currently it's on maximum electric and gas. And that's the fan, and you can see from the fan blade at the top that there's all 4 blades are darkened, so that shows it's on maximum fan speed. I have seen people I have heard people saying that the fan makes a lot of noise. In our view, that's just our personal view, I don't think it's unmanageable. The fan isn't a major issue with this heating system, to our mind. On Eco, you can barely hear it. Eco's the one you'd probably have it on night, on tick over when you're in bed. High, yes, it's slightly louder, but even on boost, it doesn't really. I'm just listening to it now. I couldn't even demonstrate it. Can you hear it? Yes. Is it intrusive? Not at all. If you've got the television on, you certainly wouldn't hear, or you were talking the radio, the media controller, you certainly wouldn't hear it, so it wouldn't be an issue at all. The other things on the bottom of it, so there you are, you just turn the dial, select what you want. You've got heating in the caravan, hot water, power source, fan speed. And then at the bottom, you've got the clock segment. So that's just a timer to start it, timer to end it, setting the clock, and there's a few settings on the end there, which is the spanner, which allows you to change various things. One thing worth mentioning is the offset. The offset is whereby in here there's a thermostat, and when it gets up to temperature, the heating will cut out, and it might be that it's cut out a little bit too soon. So from where you are, so in other words, you might be lying in bed. In actual fact, if I show you that, the thermostat here is there, that round thing, just to the right of where it says main lights. So that's over the door. Now, if you were in bed at night, which is, well, a bit of distance away, it may well be that that's cut out at 15 degrees over the door, but in bed at night, it might be 10 degrees cooler down there, who knows, I don't know. So the offset allows you to alter that setting. It allows you to alter that setting so that you can adjust it to your particular preference. And I think there's a 5 degree, let's have a look. I think there's a 5 degree, so there's your offset. We'll click that. There you are. We can go down 5 degrees. We can only go down 5 degrees, so we can go down 5 degrees. So if it was set on, I don't know, what would you have it on at night? Let's say 12 degrees. And in bed you were boiling, it was actually 17 degrees down there. You could set the offset to -5, which would knock the heating off sooner and allow you to get a more comfortable night's sleep. So it's about adjusting it. I'd just turn it down on the thermostat, I think, or turn it off. But that's what offset is essentially. What other settings have we got here? Temperature. Do you want it in centigrade or Fahrenheit? Simple as that. Brightness. You can adjust the brightness of the screen. The screen does go off quite quickly. It doesn't stay on all night, but you can see that it'll you can affect the brightness of the screen by scrolling through. 12 or 24-hour clock. Language. What language would you like? We'll stick with English. I have enough troubles with that. Index. I haven't got a clue. So I'm sorry I can't be more helpful. Should have checked that before I came on, but I really don't know what that means. So I won't pretend that I do. And that is pretty much it. Except I can't get off the index now, so I'll press the back button and that'll take us back to the main menu. So I hope that that's been of use to somebody. It's just a brief look, look at the Truma heating system. You may notice at the bottom right hand side of this it says Truma iNet Ready. Now apparently you can get a module that attaches to the boiler which will link to Wi-Fi on your phone, and you can adjust the heatings on your phone. I haven't found the module. I presume it's an optional extra, so I don't think I've got it fitted, but you could do that if necessary. I personally won't bother, not really the slightest bit interested in setting it from my phone, but if you were, it is there. I'm sure people find it useful. If you do, let me know in the comments below. So that's a quick overview of the Truma Combi 4E and the control system. So there we have it, a quick review, not really a review, a quick overview of this Truma hot air system. Works well. The comparing it to the previous one, my own personal views, these are my own personal views, everybody will have their own take on this. We had, and I think both systems have got advantages and disadvantages. On the previous caravan, it was an ALDE WET central heating system, exactly like the one in your house. There's a combi boiler, pumps the water around the radiators on the caravan. We found that great. We found it a great system. It's not without its disadvantages, but which we'll come to in a second with our own personal view of this. And the Truma is, again, it's a good system. It works well. And I haven't yet decided which I prefer. There's swings and roundabouts to both. On the ALDE side, what we found was, A, it was silent, it did work well, but it took a little while to warm up. It also, once it was warm, much like your central heating system in your house, once you got warm, if you were getting too warm and you wanted to turn it down, it took a while for the temperature to drop back down again. So though that was the sort of the disadvantages of the ALDE system. So it took a while to warm up and it took a while to cool down again, but once it was running and just at the optimum temperature, it was beautiful. It was silent in operation, it ran beautifully, so that was very good. Over to the Truma system, there's a little bit of noise, there's a little bit of fan noise. It's not excessive, it's not daft. This fan at the moment is on, let me just check. Yeah, this fan is on the highest speed and it's just down there. Don't know if you can hear it. But if you can hear it, only just. When it's on the low, when it's on eco, barely audible. When it's on high, slightly. When it's on the highest, yes, you can just hear it a little. So there's a little bit of noise there. The hot water system's fine on this, on the Truma system. It does heat up warmer. It does heat up quicker. It warms up. It gets up to speed quicker than the ALDE system did, but it doesn't retain the heat. It's blown air heating, so it keeps it warm in here. As soon as you open the door, that heat's gone. It's gone out. There's no pool of warmth that stays there. The other disadvantage that I found about this slight disadvantage was, you set, and it might be me, if it is me, if somebody knows different, please put a comment below and tell me what I'm doing wrong. But we noticed that if you're in bed at night, we went to bed at night and we set it at 12 degrees on eco. So it was blowing. It gets up to 12 degrees and it stops. It cuts the heat out, but the fan continues to blow. And it's sort of blowing almost cold air. Now I know it's not cold air because it's maintaining 12 degrees, but there seems to be little bits of drafts going on. Little bits of drafts that you don't get with the ALDE central heating system, because that's all the way around the perimeter of the caravan and it warms it and you're in the middle, and that's great. So that was the one thing that I found. It's not, the heat up time's great, the hot water's fine, the noise isn't unduly excessive to my mind, at least. Other people might disagree, but I don't think it's too bad. But what I did find was this continuing to blow a little bit. I'd have thought that once it got up to temperature, the fan had cut out. Or should it? Is there a problem with my van? I don't know. Tell me. Please tell me if there is. I would have thought it would have cut out, but it doesn't. It continues to blow. And that was more irritating than anything else, because I'm lying in bed and I put my hand over the vent and it's almost blowing what appears to be cold air. And I'm thinking, ooh, it's a bit drafty. It probably wasn't, but you see what I mean. So that's a quick overview of both. There's advantages and disadvantages to both of them. We're quite happy with it. You know, there's no problem with either system. They both operate in a slightly different manner. Okay, hope you've enjoyed watching that. Quick overview of it. Any questions, any comments? If I forgot anything wrong, let me know. Please let me know. Consider subscribing. Give us a like if you like it, and give us an unlike if you didn't like it. That's absolutely fine. And we'll see you on the next one, and hopefully we'll be going somewhere. Thanks. Bye.